Hello once again, I'm back with a new room, new mic, and new video topic, which is actually not on Mario Party, which you probably already noticed, but I promise you the next one will be Mario Party 3. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is because when I released the second Mario Party video, Mario's Madness version 2 released around a month prior. So, I honestly just wanted to talk about how incredible this mod is, and despite me taking a long time with this video because of the really long script editing and etc., but let's not worry about that. You've seen the title, and you've probably already seen other rankings much like this, but mine's gonna be a little bit different. Let's lay down some ground rules. First of all, the obvious one, this is my opinion, and it's not gospel, so don't treat it as such. So don't treat my opinion as gospel whenever I rank. Oh, I spoiled it. Anyways, rule number 2. I'm not including any legacy songs. Besides, most of them would be at the bottom. And number 3. I'm ranking these songs on 3 criteria: art, gameplay, and music. And if 2 songs get a tie in the total score, they will be decided on who has the better score in a criteria, with music being the strongest and art being the weakest. It might sound a little bit confusing, but it'll make sense once we start the ranking. With that said, let's go! I know I'm picking low-hanging fruit by putting this one in the bottom, but let's all agree, this is a really poor start to the Warp Zone as a whole. When this song was leaked, I really wanted it to be on the top because it felt so good and so different in terms of what they're referencing. You know, being a reference to like Nintendo Direct where the voice actors were revealed. So you think they would, you know, make this song good, but no, it's trash. First of all, the instrumentals are repetitive and boring, and so this song just feels awkward. Second, Chris Pratt and Boyfriend sound, once again, extremely awkward, and have no sense of rhythm because of the mediocre at best charting, and you know what, that's enough complaining. What are the positives? The chat's funny and does carry the song, and I like this 8-bit part. Yeah, other than that, this song sucks. The reason it's getting a decently high artwork score is because Chris Pratt and Boyfriend look okay, and the chat, but otherwise, this song sucks. The end is not much better. Okay, so I have like little to no information about the Mario Classified series, so I'm going to talk about very few references in any of the Classified Castle songs, but I could agree the song sucks. First of all, the vocals for Custom Mario are just straight up bad, as well as the charting. It just feels like there's no flow to it. And you think, with this being the last song of the Warp Zone, they would give it, you know, a gimmick or any kind of interest, but no, outside of the mediocre charting, it has nothing. The only positives is that the art is alright, so it doesn't get a terrible artwork score, and the instrumentals are honestly good, but with that said, what a crappy end to an amazing adventure. It's funny how the beginning and end of the Warp Zone are at the bottom 2 of this list. Also, during this script, the remake of the end released, and if it weren't this version in the actual game, it would be higher, but we're sadly stuck with the crappy version 1. Oh no, Race Traders, what did they do to you? You used to be one of the best songs in version 1, but now you suck. This is probably the most disappointing song in terms of outdoing the original. First of all, instrumentals are less impactful. Take a listen. Second of all, they changed Mario's chromatics so they aren't as funny anymore. Third, in my brother's original Mario Madness ranking, we thought that it could do more with the item mechanic, but all they did was give us a mushroom, which All that does is just speed up the notes. Boring! Oh, and one piece of advice, please play the notes downward, otherwise the background will be very distracting and mess you up. And somehow you'll probably do this on your first try though, so it's not like it matters that much. I mean, the rest of the artwork is fine, nowhere near as offensively bad as like So Cool or The End, but it's so nerdy disappointing, and that just gets it this low on this list. Thankfully, we're out of the bad songs. Now we're into the okay ones. Okay, this is the start of many controversial opinions, but I don't care. It's my list, so here it goes. Oh god, no, it's just okay. I'm sorry. I try to get into the song, but I just can't. I don't think it's a bad song. I still think it's okay, but my main problem is just with the vocals themselves. Not only do they not sound rhythmic, but they're just way too similar, so it ends up just feeling like one big mess. Not to mention how genuinely unfun the charting is when it just throws so many notes at you this early in the mod. You did 2 extremely slow-paced songs, or 1 depending on how you play the Warp Zone. However, I do really like the art. Not only does the background and the bridge look nice, but you can see this weird shadowy guy in the background as well. And Mario and Luigi's sprites are filled with a lot of personality, with Luigi's more exaggerated movements complementing his confidence with evil stuff, I guess. With Mario being more grounded and guilty, and I love the part where the Mario World theme plays, and the instrumentals are great, but the vocals and charting are just not good. I'm sorry. Let's just move on before I keep getting hate comments. Wow, the Classified Castle is not doing the best in this ranking, and Promotion is no exception, with both of them being in the top 5 worst. Oh, okay, that's a bit harsh. This is a leagues above the bottom 3, and is an okay song. The first half is really good, it has a nice rhythm, as well as a great mood swing when Luigi shows up on the little TV, but when the second half kicks, the song feels kind of messy, with Stanley's vocals not flowing with the song at all, although it does have a solid end. I really want to put this higher because of the great first stuff, but hey, at least there's no more bad songs. Dark Force is just alright. Yeah, not much to say. It doesn't excel in any category, yet it doesn't suck. Well, other than the gameplay. Yeah, I feel like this is the song that dropped the most in quality from when I first heard it. If this video was made a few months ago, this song would be way higher because, oh my god, this charting is not fun. It could use a gimmick, but it really doesn't. It just has Peach screaming for 2 minutes, but I do like the music and visuals, and even though the sprites are reused from an infinitely better song that we will get to later, they're still really good. Sorry if the segment was short, I just don't have a lot to say about it. Oh hey, we reached another version 1 song. I wonder what it... No way did the song go from being #1 in our original video to the second worst version 1 song. Okay, that's a bit of an over-exaggeration, because this song isn't that bad. It's actually better than the original in multiple aspects, like the art, the instrumentals, the unique UI, but why is it so low? Well, Wario's vocals, they just sound not as original. While the original vocals had this ghostly, yet still musical and Wario-ish vibe, this feels more like they just ripped some Wario voice lines and tweaked them to be chromatics. However, I know some people who say this is better than version 1, and I guess in my opinion they're right, but I guess what I'm trying to say is your enjoyment of this song comes down to how you view the Wario apparition as a concept. Do you see it as an unknown ghostly figure disguised as Wario? Or do you see it as an embodiment of Wario's weirdness, as if he's trying to prank you or something? And for those who like everything about the song except the vocals, I did find a video where the version 2 has version 1 chromatics. A link to it will be in the description. Oh my god, it's the Mario Flash game, Mario Combat I played when I was like 10! Oh my god, my childhood gets represented! What? This isn't Mario Combat? Then what is it? A Flash animation called Power Star? Oh, come on! Well, looking at the song on its own, it's still decent, with good instrumentals and artwork, and the Dodge gimmick is back, although it's kind of boring, and I guess I prefer it than nothing, I guess. Although I do like this part that sounds like Bowser's Road from Mario 64. I don't have a lot to say on it, it's just solid, and even though this and Apparition have the same score, I like the music in this one a little bit better, and the vocals at least feel more original. But now we're getting out of the okay territory, and now the songs that are really good. And funny enough, we're at the top 20. That just lets you know how good this OST is. Okay, you guys are probably gonna get mad at me, but in terms of music, Thalassophobia is easily the most underrated song in the mod. I genuinely don't think this song gets enough attention. Yes, it's slow and it takes a while to get going, but honestly, I don't mind it. Like, sure, it's long and really doesn't deserve the 4-minute runtime, but unlike other songs which don't do anything, at least it takes advantage of the fact that it's 4 minutes with the godlike instrumentals. Like, these gotta be in like the top 5 best instrumentals in the mod. With the intensity of the percussion, the slow piano at the start, the muffled bass guitar, and the subtle stage Mario 64 sound fonts, as well as other background noises. And how can I mention this without the pipe organ when the eel comes out to play? See what I did there? Unfortunately, there isn't much that's gonna make the song any higher, because outside of the great instrumentals and okay gimmick, it's really got nothing special. Huh? How did I get here? This place seems familiar. I think I'll just be back to where I was after this segment, so let's just get over with. Guys, I gotta be real with you. I never understood the praise for Golden Land version 1, outside of it being a reference to Mario Land 2. It felt like one of the most generic FNF songs in my opinion. Thankfully, I cannot say that about version 2 because I genuinely feel like it's given way more of an identity. First of all, I like how he's no longer the part of the main week, unlike in version 1 where that made like no sense. So now it feels more in line with every other creepypasta. Second, I love the fact that they got rid of the stupid mushroom mechanic because, again, it had no reason to be there and it made me never complete version 1. But honestly, I wouldn't mind dying here again and again because the game over thing slaps. And also, look at how incredible GB looks. His idle animation almost looks 3D with how it moves, which is genuinely impressive. And the instrumentals feel less basic and have more of an impact. And God, that ending! Now, despite my praises, I still feel like it needs more of a gimmick because outside of the whole fake out at the beginning, the charting is a bit better, but it's not that fun. Although, once again, the timer is really charming, where it fakes you out. And it's still a little bit basic, but otherwise, Goldenland, you are a massive improvement. I really wanted to put Demise higher than I initially did, but make no mistake, I still think this song is better than the others that I put in the bottom 5. While I do see how people don't like this song, I also see how people do. First of all, look at this background. It, much like GB's animations, almost looks 3D and further drives how MX's world is so big while you're just this tiny victim. And that the exit is not easy for you to reach. And not to mention the really good sprites. And also I like the little detail of you being away from MX in the health bar, which actually honestly reminds me of this Cars Flash game I played when I was a kid. But that makes sense because this whole chasing gimmick that is going on. Second, the song is really high energy and intensity, which once again makes sense because you're running for your life after MX just killed GF, even though she's revealed to be alive later. But I've heard some people say that MX's vocals don't work with this song. And do I agree? Not really, because everyone seems to ignore a certain song that has vocals that were not made for it, but I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. The two main reasons I don't like this song being any higher is because of this god-awful segment where MX screams, and I don't know why they thought this part was okay. And number two, much like Oh God No, the charting isn't very fun, but otherwise it's still a great continuation to Power Down. I mean, after all, it could have been worse. Congratulations, Abandon! You're not only the best of the Classified Castle songs, but you're also just genuinely good on your own. At first I actually thought you would be lower than Thalassophobia, but I think you're just slightly better. First of all, the artwork of Wet Dry World is really detailed and immersive, and so goes for the artwork points with things like the character sprites. Second, the music overall I think just sounds better with Luigi's vocals, and even though the instrumentals aren't as good, they're still good. However, the gimmick, while really creative, is way too punishing and infiltrating, considering it will most likely kill you at the end of the song. But otherwise, it's still a great song that I enjoy, and it's one of the only good songs in Classified Castle. You guys are gonna hate where I put this one, but I have to say it. Overdue. I'm sorry, but I just cannot fully love the song like everyone else, and like, I admit the song is great, but it's got issues that need to be addressed. But let's get the good out of the way. First of all, Mistral sounds great in both forms. The first one feeling really haunting, yet weirdly familiar and charming. And the second one just being pure demonic. And while I think the instrumentals are great at the little 8-bit beginning and the chorus and guitars, the middle is a little bit bland, but not that much. Also, the artwork is just so lush and detailed and haunting in all three phases, along with, once again, great sprites. Honestly, the beginning and end as a whole are great, and they're the only times where the number one flaw I have this song actually works. Pico, more specifically, his vocals are that number one flaw. I'm sorry, I don't get how people think they work with this song. The problem is that most of Mr. O's vocals are mostly long notes, and Pico can't hold long notes! Actually, you know what, just to prove my point, let's see how many notes both characters have. Okay, so Pico has 17, and Mr. L has around 134! I'm sorry, that is not acceptable for a song like this, and really shows my gripes with the song. Even if the instrumentals are obviously in sync with Mr. L, they're not with Pico. Take a closer listen. And this other flaw, while not as big as the other ones, is still big. The gun mechanic. Unlike the Bonsai Bills and Dictator, it really doesn't feel like they're in sync with the instrumentals, which makes it really distracting, but make no mistake, despite my gripes, I still think this is a great song, because the positives I mentioned are still so good. Remember, we're in the great territory, so brace yourselves as we get into the songs that are really hard to rank.
Well, let's check it out.
Nourishing Blood slaps. It's got a great energy, art, references, and it's just a genuine love letter to memes and bootlegs as a whole. And the pixelated part just sounds majestic. Now, sadly, I don't have much to say. Although the gimmick is okay, but kind of boring. Maybe its short length is kind of a detriment considering how many leitmotifs are in this song. But come on, it's Granddad. It's still a nice song to listen every now and then. Okay, once again, you're probably gonna hate me for putting this song low, but remember, most of the songs are great, so don't think anything below the top 10 is bad. Day Out was one of the songs first leaked with this mod, along with Overdue, and while it's not as great as I thought it was gonna be, it's still great and respects the source animation very well, with the little cutscenes in the song. The designs for Boyfriend and Girlfriend and the vocals are really good, and I genuinely appreciate how distinct the song is compared to the rest of the mod, as well as just other FNF songs as a whole. Like, with other songs, I can still tell they're FNF just by being distinct, but when I look and listen to Doubt, I honestly forget it's FNF, which is a huge accomplishment. Now, why isn't this song higher? Well, once again, the charting isn't very fun, and while I do like that you play as Luigi, the shifting of the notes gets a little annoying, but not enough to bring it lower than number 14. I really don't have much to say on Dictator other than, yeah, it's pretty good. I like the art style that it emulates the original animation, the gimmick is really fun, and it really feels like the part where BF is begging for his life is really immersive and good, and also it's just funny how whether you win or lose, Mario blows you up. That's hilarious. here we are with the first song of the mod. And need I remind you, this is number 12. So they have a great first impression, especially compared to the original It's Me, which in hindsight, we gave them way too much credit in our original video we shouldn't watch because it's old and cringy. But yeah, the original was really repetitive, awkward, and boring, but here, not only do Mario's sprites in the background look way better, the chromatics just sound way more intimidating. Well, all of this is good, things aren't amazing. Well, that's when the second phase comes in, which, oh my god, why does it go so hard with the instrumentals and vocals? And the mushroom gimmick is here once again, and it's a decent beginner's trap. I mean, honestly, this whole song is good for early players, showing them the pure brilliance of Mario's madness, but the first half is still a little bit boring, but yeah, it's not much. But let's move on to better songs. Bad Day is a jam. I think most of us can agree on that. And while I don't have the nostalgia factor because I never watched Bad Mario, I still understand the novelty of this character. Also, I realized the background was actually hand-drawn and it's not a PNG of an office, which is really cool and bumps the artwork score up. This song is just really being catchy, and the first of Contact Cosmos really just puts out a strong suit with how goofy and lighthearted it is, as opposed to the Woodland of Lies, which is just pure fear. But hey, again, this mod is known for having many twists and turns, but now we're getting into the top 10, where things get really good. You know how 2 segments ago we just talked about It's Me? Well, Storm and Slaughter is It's Me, but better. First of all, Jesus, look at this background! With Peach's castle and these platforms, and the song goes so hard with the guitar and Mario's vocals in sync. And the second half with John and his godlike trumpet note, seriously, this might be my favorite part. But that power block over there isn't just for show. Suddenly, Yoshi ground pounds the block and Princess Peach appears, and their segments, while a bit overrated in my opinion, are still great, but then the ending kicks in and BF and Mario are singing to their hearts out, and oh my god, it's so good! And okay, so if I'm praising this song so much, why is it only number 11? Well, the fact that there really isn't a gimmick in the gameplay department, and also just the charting not being very fun. But hey, it's Storm and Slaughter, it slaps, it's incredible. Now we've got number 9 with Mario Sing and Game Rhythm 9. See what I did there? Which is so good! The instrumentals and the music and the vocals all slap! The background is so gorgeous with these neon lights and starry sky. The pixelated sprites are well detailed and adorable. The GBA border is neat. Why did this song go so hard for a Boo-like character? Seriously, the music and art are perfect. Why isn't this number 1? The gimmick isn't fun. You see, you have this ring counter, which behaves like a health bar, but if you miss the note with 0 rings, you die. And while the charting is decent, you can still easily mess up and have to do the song again, and that's why it's only number 9. But I cannot underestimate how good the other aspects of the song are. Okay, another hot take, but again, I still think the song is amazing. Now, when Mr. Virtual got his own dedicated spot in the trailer for Mario Madness version 2, I was initially confused. What made him so special? Then I played this song and understood everything. First of all, it's an neat idea to have a character inspired what is easily Nintendo's biggest failure, being the Virtual Boy, being the antagonist of this mod. Second, once again, the artwork is great as well as the music. But then girlfriend shows up and holy crap, this is cool! Having Mr. Virtual essentially take over your desktop is amazing to witness. It must have been a pain to program, but I respect the developers. Now, I wasn't sure to count this as artwork or gameplay considering it's a visual trick, but I went for gameplay on this one. Now, the reason this song isn't any higher is that personally, I wish the GF phase was at the end of the song because whilst the ending still has some cool visuals and music, they're nowhere near as impressive as the girlfriend phase. But still, well played, Mr. Virtual, well played. I really wanted to put Last Course just a little bit higher than I did, but there's just some things sadly holding it back. But let's get into good stuff. First of all, the artwork looks incredible, not only with, once again, the great sprites and character designs of Turmoil and Galoomba PF. Yes, he's a Galoomba, not a Goomba, get it right, but the backgrounds look so lush, almost like it's on a painted canvas, as well as the mutilated detail of the Goombas and Wiggler. Also, the song itself is great with Turmoil's raspy vocals and BF sounding different is a nice touch. My only problem is the gimmick where you dodge Turmoil's tongue. It's a great idea in concept, but in execution, sometimes the dodge is kind of delayed, and considering it's an insta-kill, it's really annoying that you have to start from the beginning every time he gets a successful hit on you. But it's not that annoying after a few attempts, it probably should have been a later song with how brutal the gimmick is. But still, once again, really good. I Hate You is the definition of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Considering it was our second favorite song in version 1, it's the same here. It's just looks better and sounds better. It's funny how the polar opposite opinions broke on No and I Hate You, but I guess the developers really did care about their legacy songs. Okay, we've reached the top 5, and what better way to start than what might be my most controversial opinion in this whole video. Because this is easily the most popular and impressive song in the mod, and don't get me wrong, this low placement might be more of a skill issue, but this is my opinion. First of all, the music. It's perfect. It's kind of an accomplishment how the song is this engaging for 10 minutes straight. And when the tempo speeds up in phases 1 to 4 and it's like peak Friday funkin'. Second, the 3D models look really good and very accurate to the original commercial. I can only imagine the pure torture the developers had to go to get the song working. However, there are some problems I have with the song. First of all, while most of it is great, in my opinion, the Duck Hunt Dog phase is the weakest. It feels way too long, and while the vocals are good, the instrumentals are just okay. And my main problem with the song, the gameplay isn't very fun. And out of all the songs in this mod, I feel like this one is the most butchered by the gameplay. I'll talk about every gimmick in this song. First of all, Mr. Steal Your Souls gimmick doesn't come until the end of phase 1, where not only the tempo changes, but you cannot miss a single note, otherwise you die. Now don't get me wrong, I'm glad this only shows up in phase 1, because otherwise this would be near impossible. But if you don't have the best accuracy, that means you gotta do phase 1 all over again. But if you do encounter phase 1 100%, you meet Duck Hunt, and his gimmick is also kind of annoying and also kind of boring. It's just a generic HP drain. Like, seriously, imagine if you had to do something like use the mouse to shoot ducks to raise your health bar or something. Like another song that we've already seen that proves that the mouse can be used in other mods, but I might be asking for too much. But finally, you get to Bowser, and he has probably the least annoying gimmick, and it's a pretty decent one, where a fire bar shows up on the left side of the health bar and forces you back to the middle, meaning you only have half the health bar to deal with. And phase 4 only really drains your health bar when the characters switch. Oh, and also the health bar resets back to the middle in every phase, and bad charting, but there really is not much to say about those two. Now, I know I've been complaining a lot, but that's because I have once get nothing to say about how good this song is. Everyone's already said it. BF sounds great, the sprites, the instrumentals, the level T's, and it lasts for 10 minutes. It's great, but it just isn't very fun, and that's the reason it gets a lower gameplay score. But Bowser's gimmick does save it from getting a really, really low one. Out of all the version 1 songs that got remade, this easily had the best globe of them all. The original alone was trash. Easily one of the worst FNF songs of all time. It was boring, it had no gimmick, it was the only song not to have a unique death animation, and you know what it had? Not the Luigi's Mansion thing, that's for sure. You know what it had? Hopes and Dreams from Undertale. Why would you have an upbeat and non-depressing song for your depressing song? Okay, I'll stop talking about that garbage song and go to real music. First of all, Big Luigi's design has massively improved and looks far more accurate to how he looked in the original trailer. As well as the background just having much more detail, like the gates and the moon reflecting off of the mansion's roof. I also love the ghost designs for boyfriend and girlfriend, and their accuracy is a really, really nice touch. And the fact that they also have wavy notes. And the charting as a whole is really rhythmic and really smooth and not cluttered. And I love how the instrumentals takes the sound fun of the games, which is a great detail. And how can I not talk about the song without not mentioning the part where Mario shows up and has actual lyrics. I honestly like the fact that his vocals are quiet and drowned out, as it makes him feel more imprisoned and calling out for his brother, but to no avail. And Luigi's voice line is a little nice touch. Honestly, my only gripe is that it's just a little too long. It really did not need to be 4 minutes, but despite this song being a little too long, it's a testament that less is more. However, despite its improvements, it's still not my favorite remake version 1 song is. Well, it's still not my favorite version 1 song. The next one is. Okay, well, Alone got the best glow up out of all the Legacy songs. Power Down is easily the best one out of all the Legacy songs, and it's bizarre despite not really being changed from version 1, which I thought was incredibly average, but I don't know why this song's number 3. I guess it's just all the little things, like the improved instrumentals, better and more threatening spurts from MX, the POW gimmick being really satisfying. Well, the fact that the screaming part isn't here, the fact that this song honestly suits MX more than Demise, the fact that Girlfriend is ripped in half. Honestly, I know this segment's a little anticlimactic, but I legit don't know why it's so high. I just don't have any complaints with this song.
Well done. Very well done. I must say, I am impressed. You're a long way from home, aren't you? Tell me, why do you persist? No matter. All good things must come to an end. You broke our little deal, and I can't let that slide. And you fell right into my hands, thinking your path was clear, goalposts in sight. But no. Tell me, do you know what all of the creatures down there have in common? They're all in my game. They all belong to me. You cannot undo what has been started. Your feet was set in motion the moment my heart is like a little cartridge. The both of you are my playthings now, and we're going to have so much fun. Come and face me, little rat. Your time has come.
Okay, now we've reached the runner-up. Oh, hey bro, I think it's better if I discuss why All Stars is amazing. Alright then bro, take it from here. All Stars is a fantastic finale, if we were unbeatable. I cannot truly think of a more epic conclusion to this mod. Okay, let's discuss each phase. Act 1 has Boyfriend and Girlfriend facing against Mario EXE's final form, Ultra M. They do get out in a destroyed version of New Donk City from Mario Odyssey. Everything looks like it will end well for these two, until a hand takes Girlfriend away, thus starting Act 2. Ultra M sends Omega as a distraction for Boyfriend. Then he sends in LG, Law, and Yosh. Wait a minute. Is
Is Super Mario 64 DS representation in the finale? This is honestly my favorite part of the song. Seeing my favorite game getting recognition in the finale of all places is just incredible. And no one noticed but me. Okay, I think we need to move on before I start endlessly talking about 64 DS. When we enter Act 3, it's revealed that Ultra M made girlfriend into his slave, causing boyfriend to freak out. And what's even cooler, Ultra M sings actual lyrics. This is the stuff dreams are made of. And for Act 4, Boyfriend and Ultra M have one final bout, and then Ultra M kills Boyfriend. What a wild finale. It both looks gorgeous and sounds amazing. The only thing it's missing is a gimmick, like when Triple Trouble had the Ring, Shadow, and Static gimmick. But otherwise, it's a phenomenal song. Okay, bro, back to you.
Guys, despite this long journey of differing songs of quality and controversial opinions and multiple songs competing for the top slot, the number one pick was obvious for me. And if you've been keeping track, you know which one my favorite is. That's right, it's the one, the only... No Party. It's just my favorite song in this mod. Maybe even my favorite FNF song, period. I mean, I cannot express into words how flawless this song is. First of all, it has the best gimmick out of any FNF song, with the amazing incorporation of the touchscreen mechanic, which, despite being a little bit tough to learn, isn't completely unfair. And even then, it's just incredible fan service. Also, the music is perfect, with DJ Halibut's vocals and the fact that DJ Halibu is voiced by Juno Songs in this mod, which is really good and neat attention to detail. The guitar solo, the freaking guitar solo! That the song isn't perfect at is the art, but it still gets a really high score for how massively improved DJ Halibu's design is, and giving him great sprites. My only, maybe, minuscule nitpick is that the song is just a little bit short, but honestly, I don't care, because it's near perfect to everywhere else, and is the magnum opus and champion of Friday Night Funkin' Mario's Madness version 2. And we're done. And thanks to all of you who have stuck with me for this really long journey throughout this mod. see you guys for the Mario Party 3 ranking, which I promise is coming up this time. But before that, I gotta take a nap because this video took forever to make and I'm finally done with it. Yes, thank God. I don't have to deal with this stupid thing anymore. Oh, that's great.
How sweet, how bitter to feel like hands of all of us and all of me. And after it's over, and after the final curtain has brought, so when the script is made, complete removal of you is the outcome. Is this really the outcome? But will it be the same with you gone? It's a mad, mad world. It's a mad, mad world. It's a mad, mad world without you. The stage is set, but hard players have all gone home. Poor great production, our world, and yet I'm alone. You've met your maker, I've said my piece. So why won't this feeling cease? And so it clutches around my soul. I feel the bitter, everlasting cold.
Is this what I wanted? Am I satisfied? And now I'm standing tall, yet all I want to do is hide inside this empty shell, this husk, this world, this empty hell. I wander through, my song rings true. The world